Yo, you're right. It's Tommy Allen here, and today we are doing the 6th tutorial on how to set up Wise Reflect with Unreal Engine. And today we're going to go into how to fit geometries using the spatial audio volume. So, like, obviously you can see these aren't fitting here, and how to do that correctly, and how to quickly set up a kind of geometry set like this, or something more realistic that would be given, rather than just applying cubes and being like, that's a new wall, because we don't get that as audio engineers. So, yeah, let's have a look at this. So here we go. We got a box. We got this nice little setting called Fit to Geometry. And yeah, it was going to attempt to try and fit our geometry as we move it about. Okay, so it's not doing a great job as we come out the box there. So we have a few different settings. I can't even get it back to normal. Oop. So this one's not doing quite good right now. So oriented box. This means basically a box that is completely enclosed off from everywhere. Okay, so I've got this kind of little room in here, and I'm going to put this in here. And it actually needs to be inside the room. As you can see, it's not inside the room. There we go. We got it inside the room, and now it's perfectly fit. So what oriented box means, if I can kind of get inside this thing again. Where is he? Okay, oriented box means a box that's completely enclosed. Okay, this box is completely enclosed. Okay, so if we take this top off, it's not totally enclosed. But so as we try and move this out of the box, it starts going wacky shapes because it doesn't know what's happening. So oriented box is for shapes that are completely enclosed. And then what we have is aligned box. Okay, so in this situation, we want to use an aligned box, and it's for kind of boxes with no roofs. It's going to try and, it knows it's a box. It's going to try and make the best shape, but when we bring it up, it try and fits into, you know, better shapes. It's a bit better at figuring out where it's meant to be. If it's got no roof, or it's got a doorway and some escaping rays, and then we have convex polyhedron. So this actually needs to be, for this case, a completely enclosed space, a bit like this, and it should actually fit. If we use this align bot, and we kind of get this lovely little shape, okay? But it has to be fully enclosed, usually. So, but not in all games, not everything's fully enclosed, because it's got to have doorways. So let's explain and see how it's actually working, because it became quite frustrating. So let's go back to oriented box. So what's happening here, you can see all these green dots, and what it's doing is sending out green dots, and it's saying to itself, find the closest oriented box. So it's going to choose all the rays and be like, how can I fit all these rays inside this box? And it's going to use some program to generate a box. What I can do is filter out these points. Okay, so as you see, the box is changing as I filter out the points. So what it's going to do, it's going to change some of these to red. As you can see, this one's gone red. Okay, and it's changed the box shape. And I'm going to filter out a few more. As you can see, we've filtered out these. And in this case, it's not a very useful application, but it's good to see. And it's good to see it in action. But what it's going to do is draw a box around all the greens and try and give it a result. Because we use an oriented box, it's trying to find a full box shape. Now, if we come out of here with the oriented box shape, okay, this isn't very good. We're going to use aligned box, which is good for things without roofs. So this is where, you know, we've got some rays. Some rays escaping. Oh no, I'm in magnifying mode. Hold on. Fucking tits, man. Right, here we go. I don't know how to get in and out of magnifying mode. As you can see here, it's trying to find the best shape, again, for aligned box. Yeah, so it's kind of getting better shapes as we go up and up and up until we start coming out. But that's because we've got... It's not a great shape for it to try and figure out, because you've got all these extra rays. If we actually come out like this, and it's like, oh, we don't know how to decide, we use the filter hit, and it's taken away those furthest points. So we've probably got some magical green ones dinking out around the side. If we filtered it down, we actually get a box that actually starts to look reasonable and actually fits. Okay, so that's what the filter hit point does. And then we've got in here, oh, do we have a spatial audio component? I think I might have drawn it. So let's just move this one into here. I'm going to move it down. And it's using the, it's trying to fit it to an aligned box. It's not going to work. So what we need is a convex. Oh, world static. Yeah, it's working now. Convex polyhedron. And what it's done here now, so now we've changed the settings, it's kind of got this missing point. It doesn't know exactly how to work this out. That's because of the filter hit points. But in this case, we've got a door. So we've got this doorway where the rays can actually escape. So if I move it out, we kind of get this strange shape. So we could kind of try and filter some points out. No, it's not working. So it's kind of really dependent on where we put how many rays are being used. Okay? So you've got to use a bit of playing around until you get the right shape. And then you can kind of go into enable surfaces and you can actually start playing with these. You can make it taller if you want. You can kind of grab a certain shape and dink it out like that. And then, oh, where's the details? And then disable edit surfaces. And now we've got our shape. And that's if we want to change our shape. So you can enable surfaces, disable edit surfaces. And that's the way to get it, perfect if you really want it perfect. Okay. Okay, so right, we've got now this complex looking building. Okay, so adding AK geometry to everything seems a bit of a ball ache, and there's multiple versions of this building in the game. So rather than doing a job 1,000 times, we can do it once. I'm going to show you how to do that. This building, just to take off, I built this myself very quickly. It's really, as you can see, the joints are horrible. There's loads of things just going on. Obviously, yeah, audio technical guy, not nice straight edge guy. So yeah, let's see how we're gonna set this up. So let's pull up the blueprint. You want to turn it to a blueprint first. So we've got our static mesh and we called it static mesh 99. What I want to do is open this up. Okay, let's zoom out, and we want to make sure we've got a complex mesh on it. So what we need is complex collision. And this is what it should look like. Oh, look at that, beautiful. So it's a bunch of little triangles for us. And we need to scroll down, okay? And we want to, usually it's set as simple and complex. What we want is use complex as simple, okay? That's what we want on here. Okay, use complex as simple on our complex E99. And we're gonna save that. And that bit's done, so we've got a nice little bit. If we can't see that, you want to go show complex collision. Okay? Then next is we need to duplicate this. So let's file save as. This is just duplicate, and we're going to call this E99 simple 3. I've done this a few times, that's why it's the third one. But if we go to show complex collision, okay, now we're going to scroll down and we're going to use complex as simple, and it should give us a nice little green box. Show simple, use complex as simple, sorry, use simple as complex, and now we should get a nice little green box, and we're not currently seeing it. Where are you? Show complex, show simple. Default, complex simple. Usually I get a nice green box, but I actually can't seem to see it. For collision sets, put overlap all. And now we should be ready to go. Let's hope this works. Save. Okay, so in our building, okay, so we've got our complex collision. Now we're going to add in our new simple 3 that we've just made. Okay, let's take this down and attach it to the default scene room. So now we've got the simple 3 and the complex mesh. What we need to do is just make sure all the collision settings are right. So collision, block all dynamic, that means we're going to bump into walls. Excellent. For the simple 3, we don't want to bump into walls, so we're going to put overlap all. Okay, so that means we can walk in and out of the door. So let's compile, save, and let's just see if our building works. Walk in and out the door, excellent. Do we bump into walls? Yeah, we bump into the walls. So we've done that. Let's go back to the blueprint. And let's go to the complex mesh and add in AK geometry. So now the AK geometry should now act around the complex mesh that we set up. So as we pick up our gun, yeah, now it's working. And as you can see, it's hitting all along our walls. Excellent. Easy, but we're not getting any reverb. So that's why we use the other simple, this E99 simple. So that actually appears just as a simple box. It should. So if I add this and add late reverb, bash, late reverb, and let's just call this auto assign. Let's add this to a short reverb. And when we compile, save, play, we should be able to hear the reverb as we enter the box. Yeah, we can hear that. Excellent. And what you can do also is to this simple collision that we've just made, is we can add in a room. So, add in AK room. So now what we've got is basically our simple model. So these rooms that we've made here, but we've literally entwined it in our kind of complex mesh. So we can kind of add portals onto here. We can add doorways. So let's just see how that might look. Okay, so I'm just going to pull this one over here. Okay, and I'm going to put it right on here. And I'm just going to add a quick little portal. AK add a acoustic portal. Let's rotate this around. Excellent. It doesn't matter how accurate this is now. It's a quick demonstration. And let's get, is that the dog bark? World outliner, I can't see. I'm just going to pull these two sounds into here. Oh, maybe not. Well, we'll find out once we're in here. Okay, so that's now in our reverb volume. And just to make it super obvious, I'm going to get the details panel up. Just to make it super obvious, let's make this long reverb for outside. Okay, and so when we pick up our gun, super loud. Yeah, so we've got a gun playing outside as well. Got to come in. So it's actually coming through here. And this is our short reverb. And it's actually kind of occluding round. Okay, because I haven't actually put any windows in. Now the sound's actually being completely ignored. But when we come down the stairs, I'm hitting the gun. You can see the diffusion. Look up, not the diffusion, the diffraction coming round. It's reverb. Okay, so it's not a really easy, quick, easy setup. Okay, so I hope that was useful and some kind of things that you can kind of do to quickly set up some, what do you call it? Some kind of AK geometries quite quickly. So yeah, I hope that was helpful and I will see you in the next video. Peace.